Hey guys, welcome back to another reaction video. So we're going to be checking on Serbia protesters demand investigations as government denies sonic weapon attack. Let's check this out.
Serbia's President Aleksandar Vučić is denying claims that his police used a sonic weapon to disperse protesters at a rally in Belgrade. The alleged incident has been circulating on social media. Witnesses report hearing a sudden piercing noise, causing crowds to scatter in panic. Opposition groups and activists claim it originated from a sonic weapon. DW is unable to verify those claims. The prohibited device emits a burst of incredibly loud sound to temporarily incapacitate people. Now, Serbia has been gripped by months of protests, triggered by the collapse of a train station roof in the city of Novi Sad last November, which killed 15 people.
Oh.
Now, Pedro Oliveira works on sound studies, and he's done research on the use of so-called sonic weapons, and we can speak to him now. Welcome to DW, Pedro. You've seen the video of the protests in Serbia. Do you think that a long-range acoustic device has been used in this instance?
Hi, good evening. Well, I've seen the video as well as other so-called evidence that has popped up on social media so far, also reports on the ground. And I mean, I cannot say for sure that a long-range acoustic device was used. What I can say for sure is that in some degree, sound is being used as a weapon to cause havoc and panic into this crowd, which in itself, regardless of whether or not it is a long-range acoustic device or any other sort of sonic weapon that emits high-pitched sound or a low-pitched sound or whatever it is in itself cause of concern for sure.
Tell us a little bit more about how a weapon like this actually works. So you said a high-pitched sound.
Well, there are many uses of so-called like sonic weapons, sonic deterrents, and many variations of those. So you can have, for instance, your classic, what is called a sound bomb, which is a stun grenade that emits just basically a loud bang. You can also have sonic booms, which are caused by airplanes flying, crossing over the sound barrier. That emits actually a low-pitched sound, but the most common one or the most used one, the ones that has the most kind of lore into it, is the long-range acoustic device, which is basically a series of highly focused acoustic beams that can emit not only loud sounds to use to kind of direct speech, but also has the so-called warning tone, which is around the range of 2,500 to 3,000 hertz, which is really the threshold of pain, and emits that in a loudness of 130 up to 160 decibels at close range.
So what happens to people who've been exposed to a sonic weapons? I mean, you said pain. Is it very painful? And what else happened? What else do the people feel who've been exposed to this?
The reports are varied. It causes like from nausea to temporary hearing loss up to eardrum rupture. In some cases, especially with sonic booms, there has been even reports of miscarriages in pregnant people. So the reports are varied, but I think the most immediate effect will be pain, nausea, disorientation, and up to hearing loss, permanent or temporary.
Okay, so we're talking about some serious effects here. Is the use of these weapons legal?
It depends on the country. For instance, in the United States, I do think it is granted in specific cases. I mean, we have cases of the New York police using that in protesters. The European Union is a little bit ambivalent into that because of the legal threshold in which this kind of devices fall. I do know that in Serbia, it's not legal. So whatever it is being used there is definitely not being used in a legal manner.
So why would a weapon like this have been used then in the first place?
Well, I think exactly because of that idea that its effects are not immediately perceivable on the body, and they are very difficult to report. So they fall into this kind of, as I said earlier, this kind of lore and kind of like exaggerated reports of what they can do, which serves both the cause of vouching for the use, but also the difficulty of laying claims to the damage that they actually cause. So exactly because they are in this blurry territory, they become very useful for this sort of repressions in these cases.
Can you give us any other examples or examples of any other instances that weapons like this have been used?
I think the most recent example that I can give is the constant use of sonic booms by the Israeli army and Palestinians and Lebanese people. They have been using this for a long time. Also, long-range acoustic devices, which they call the Scream, or sometimes Inferno. The European Union has tested some of the long-range acoustic devices as devices in border control, especially in the Greek border with Turkey. That is as recent as 2021. So cases abound, really, of these kind of uses.
Researcher Pedro Vieira de Oliveira, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
You guys, so this is actually a very painful one to hear, because according to them, people that were in the scene, they actually said that this weapon was actually used when they were maintaining some silence for those that have lost their life and families that have lost their life. And this actually happened, and it caused panic, more especially for the student that has organized this, according to them, peaceful protest. Okay, and according to what this guy said, he said it can cause panic for pregnant women and for children, and it's mostly used by the United Kingdom, and using it on them. Some of the witnesses are claiming that this sonic was actually used on them, and in that scene, over 1 million people were standing and maintaining silence for those that have lost their life, and within there were pregnant women and children in that premises. And if this is true, that is really bad, because they said it's a peaceful protest, peaceful protest. I don't know what's happening in Serbia right now. I just got this news, but I want to say sorry for those that have lost their loved ones, and for those that have lost their lives. May their soul rest in perfect peace. Okay, this is so disheartening, you guys. So thank you so much for watching. I'll see you on my next one. Bye.